Hey, in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you how you can stop people from stealing your energy. This is also known as emotional vampirism. So I want to talk about what this phenomenon is, why it occurs to you, how it occurs, and what you can do to heal to stop this from happening. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you this powerful technique that you can use any moment someone's draining you and just stop them dead in the tracks, right? This technique will just shortcut the whole thing. And you can take your power back, take your energy back, or get away, or whatever you need to do. So what am I talking about here when I'm speaking about people stealing your energy or emotional vampirism? I think most people have probably experienced this at some point in their lives. Some of you might experience it more regularly. It's basically when you're around someone and you feel like they're draining you. You'll often feel like you're down, you might not feel great, and it can appear that the other person's got more energy or the other person's more confident or more enlivened. And that gives you the perception that this person is draining something from me, they're taking something away from me. They've triggered you in some way, and now they're feeding off that triggered negative energy, right? So you're feeling like shit, and they're feeling like awesome. And it feels like they're taking something from you, right? But you got triggered, and that's what exposed you and left you open. And it's a very uncomfortable situation to be in, right? Because you feel down, the other person appears to be like energized and feeling great. And so it becomes a very difficult thing to deal with, because oftentimes it'll keep happening, especially with the same person, and you might never really know what's going on. So that's what we're talking about here. I'm sure some of you experienced this. The first reason this is happening is because you're susceptible to it. I'm here to help you feel empowered and take responsibility for your life, right? A lot of the time this happens to you, you're probably going to feel like a victim, right? Oh my God, why is this happening to me? This person's an asshole, they're draining my energy. But what if you were on some level allowing them to do that? Which is what's happening. Because as you're going to find out, if you were healed and whole, no one can fuck with your energy. No one can take anything from you. The reason they're draining you is because you're not healed, right? You're susceptible. You're vulnerable. Your energy is open, right? Because your energy is open, people are taking whatever they want from you. Another thing on this, which again, I don't think a lot of people are going to like to hear, is that if people are draining you, you're also doing it to other people as well. Because you basically have the same wounds. Like attracts like. People drain you, you actually are draining other people. Maybe you're not doing it as much, potentially, but the only reason you don't acknowledge it when you're draining other people, because you don't feel bad. You probably feel good, right? So it doesn't even register that you're doing it to other people. And I know people won't want to hear this. A lot of the videos I've watched on this subject make you feel like a victim, like, oh, poor old you, it's only happening to you. This requires a greater level of responsibility to understand that I'm probably doing it to somebody else as well, right? It's happening. And if you stop doing it to other people, people would stop doing it to you, and vice versa. Now, let's take it a level deeper. Why is this happening? So if you watch my last video talking about basic needs, all human beings have basic needs. When your needs are not met, these are non-negotiable. You do not have a choice. I don't care how spiritually evolved you are, you still need to have your basic needs met. If your needs are not met, your energy is open. You're exposed, you're vulnerable. Because your energy is open, because you're not whole, right? So when your needs are met, you're whole. Your energy is healed. But if your needs are unmet, your energy is open, people can just come in and take whatever they want from you. Usually what they'll take is things that you haven't owned in yourself. So let's say you've got unowned confidence, or confidence that hasn't really been integrated. That's something someone can come along and take from you, right? Maybe someone else who doesn't feel very confident can actually start to drain your confidence from you because you haven't owned it in yourself. If you were healed and whole, you will have integrated all of your stuff, all of your characteristics, all your energy, all the shadow stuff, and that's when your energy is impenetrable. The reason I also think this happens is because when we're children, because our needs aren't being met, we find other ways of getting them met. So what I'm saying is, this stealing energy from other people, we develop this in our character, in our psychology from a very young age. Because we're not getting what we need from our parents and caregivers, we still got to get these needs met because they're non-negotiables. So we find unconscious ways to get them done, and we do this psychically. We don't know how we do it, obviously, but we keep the pattern as we grow up, right? We're still getting our needs met on some unconscious psychic level because we didn't get them met on the level they needed to be at, but we still had to get them met. So that's quite a deep insight, that we've done this unconsciously because we didn't get what we needed, right? It's quite sad, but you can heal your energy, which is what we're going to get to. Some other indicators of whether you're susceptible to this. I'm just going to give you some like character traits or aspects of you that you experience that mean you are susceptible to this. One of them is you're needy. A needy person is someone who doesn't have their needs met. A needy person, their energy is open. Think about it. They're needy. They need. That open energy is a dangerous thing to go through life with. That open energy leaves you exposed and vulnerable. So think, if you're needy, you trying to impress people or seek approval or get people to like you or validate you. Because that means your energy is open. You need to be healed, right? You need to become whole. Now let's talk a little bit more about your energy. They've been able to measure the human energy field. I can't remember the name of the test, but it's been measured. And certain people's energy is damaged. It's wounded. That woundedness makes you vulnerable. When we're babies, our energy is whole. But due to the conditioning, the trauma, the parenting we get, our energy gets wounded, right? We're walking around with like fucked up energy. And people can just come in and just drain us, right? And we can't do a thing about it because we don't know what's going on. Final part of the video, we're going to talk about how you can begin to protect your energy. As we've just been talking about, you need to heal your energy, right? You need to start to get your own needs met. You need to heal your emotional wounds. Heal your energy, right? Because that's when it becomes impenetrable. A couple of key things you can do when you're around someone who is draining you. Be non-reactive. Be grounded, centered, right? Anytime you go negative, afraid or anxious or resentful, that's when you're open. That's when you're susceptible. So you need to keep your vibe high, whatever that takes. Whenever you're around this person, this particular individual, you need to keep your energy high. As soon as you allow them to trigger you, you're exposed, you're open. That's how they find their way in. I don't know if they're doing this consciously or not, but every time you're triggered, that's the pathway for them to drain you. So you've got to do whatever you can do to stop getting triggered, right? Maybe you need to be more accepting of them. Don't resist as much, because we know these sorts of things trigger us and make us feel bad. And this shortcut I was going to tell you about, which can just stop this from happening in the moment, is to make direct eye contact with the person you believe is draining your energy, right? I don't know why this works, but if someone is draining you and you're feeling that, just make strong eye contact. Just look them dead in the eye, right? Don't stare like a psycho, but a nice relaxed gaze, right? Just look into their soul. There's something powerful about this. I think maybe because the eyes are the window of the soul, you're looking at this person. On some level, you're letting them know, I know what you're doing. And that shortcuts this kind of phenomenon. I don't know how it works or why it works, but just make direct eye contact every time you're interacting with them. If you're struggling with eye contact, it's something you're going to need to work on. But yeah, there's something very, very powerful about this. And it just stops it. But the longer term solution is to get healed. Heal your energy, right? Because you don't want to go through your whole life getting drained by people and having to stare at them all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's just a short term solution in the moment when you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed. It's all about getting stronger and understanding kind of what's going on. But the power's with you, right? Take responsibility. Don't be a victim, right? I hate that shit. But thank you for watching. Until next time, God bless.